Updog.
Updog. Updog.
Updog Sports Talk.
Thank you. That is our new intro. Looking good. This is
we got a show here.
second show. I am Matt Miller. This is the man, the myth, and not quite the legend, Justin McGovern.
Yeah, definitely not at all a legend. Glad to be here. Glad to go and dive into another slate of college football here. So basically what Matt and I have been doing here the past few weeks to kind of prepare to have this show where we go over college football picks for the week. We've been picking 20 games on the college football slate.
Mind you, he takes these picks. He picks them out himself. Does not tell me his thoughts on it. He just sends me the list of teams that he picked. I pick mine. I don't reveal them to him. And then we actually reveal them here on the show.
Yep, this will be the first time that we find out who we're picking. I picked these games mostly at random. I try to pick the better games of the week from both the Power 5 and the Group of 5. Try to maintain a decent balance towards each conference. But obviously right now some of the leagues come back and kind of maintaining a little bit of a bias towards the leagues that just newly came back because it's less unpredictable. And apparently we have no remorse for looking bad.
Well, in our last show, we went through each of the divisions, kind of gave some storylines and some contenders. Now we're breaking it down this week by matchup. What do we have this week, Justin?
Well, let's start us off here. First of all, last week during our picks, bit of a rough week for you, Matt.
Yeah.
You started off through the noon slate. You were almost perfect, and then things pretty much fell apart after that. You went 9-11.
Yeah, this week was a little rough for me.
Yet, lots of unpredictable games though, so it's expected. I went 14-6. Luckily,
yeah,
I happened to be on the right end of the Big Ten games we deferred on, and the Mountain West games. On the year, obviously Matt fell a little bit behind because of that. Matt is 46-34 on the year. I am 54-26 on the year. So you can see we both do get the majority of these games correct. So, as stupid as we sound at times, we kind of know our stuff.
Every now and then we know a thing or two about a team here and there.
On occasion. Well, let's just dive right into it here. We got some more unpredictable Mountain West games here. We have Fresno State, who is 0-1. They host Colorado State, who has not played a game yet this year. Last week's game against New Mexico was canceled due to COVID in Albuquerque. Who you got in this one, Matt?
I have Fresno State. They didn't look the greatest in their loss, but they're playing at home. They're probably going to rebound. Colorado State hasn't been overly that great the past few years, so we'll see. We'll see how the game goes, but I got Fresno State.
I do have to say the Bulldogs of Fresno State, they were playing their first college football game of the year, and they pretty much, the players weren't even on campus until like a few weeks ago. So, they hung in there with the Rainbow Warriors and still came out with a loss, but Colorado State has been kind of a mess this offseason. They still got a lot of COVID there. I'm going Fresno State as well. Next, we got the Panilio Trophy.
He spent a while actually trying to sound that out. It was probably about an hour.
I had to figure this out.
I kind of wish we had that on film.
I know, we should have recorded that as a little short or something. At some point, we're going to have to send out a picture of what this trophy looks like. It is a cowboy trying to ride like it might be a cow or like some sort of pig. It is just a wonderful hunk of metal, this trophy. Hawaii versus Wyoming. Who you got in this one?
I have Hawaii. They did actually look pretty good against Fresno State, so got to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. So we'll see if they can just kind of keep rolling through their schedule. They have probably the worst travel schedule in the nation, though.
I guess COVID helped them out a little bit, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys of Wyoming. I think they're taking the trophy home with them.
No. The trophy's going back to Hawaii.
I don't know. I'm going with the Cowboys in this one. They might be going in with their backup quarterback, but I have faith in the backup. I think he'll do well. Next, we've got Clemson and Boston College. Clemson plays Notre Dame the following week. Boston College has been a decent team. Is this a trap game?
This is the definition of a trap game. Boston College hasn't looked too bad this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are the Boston College in the ACC, so they kind of get blown out by everyone, but they've looked good so far.
4-2 in the season.
They could catch Clemson by surprise, but Dabo Swinney's a pretty good coach, so I think he'll still pull it off, though.
I think Syracuse kind of messed up this trap game for them a little bit. I think they got Clemson on alert now. Clemson will blow them out.
Yeah.
Next, we got a big matchup in the American. Cincinnati made a statement last week blowing out SMU. Now they play Memphis, a team that beat them twice in 2 weeks last year for the American title. Do you think UC can get their revenge here?
As they did in 1993 during an absolute blizzard. I think it was 13 years ago on this day, or 2003. It was 17. Yeah, 17 years ago today. I got Cincinnati. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, or a blizzard. Cincinnati will win this game.
I think Memphis' defense will make this easier on the Bearcats, and their defense, the Bearcats' defense is going to play pretty well as always. I got the Bearcats, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Then we got West Virginia hosting Kansas State. West Virginia is playing pretty good defense. Kansas State's looked good overall. Is this an upset alert here?
I don't think it's an upset alert. Kansas State looks really good. Not a contender good, but enough to spoil some hopes in Big 12 play.
Okay. I guess I'll take that. You're going with the Wildcats. I, too, am going to go with the Wildcats. I think Kansas State's going to take this one. West Virginia might not have the offense for this. Next, we got Illinois, who got blown up by Wisconsin, but it was Wisconsin. Purdue surprised a lot of people without their head coach and without their best player beating Iowa. Does Purdue keep the momentum going?
Yeah, we formally referred to them as Purdon't. So I think they will. Purdue this time. They will prevail. Purdue wins.
Yeah, I don't have to say. I have to go with Purdue also. I thought about Illinois for the upset. Maybe they'll look better now that they're not playing Wisconsin. But
no, Lovie Smith will not win this game.
For the second week in a row, Lovie Smith will not win this game. We got UCF taking on Houston, two of the better teams in the American. Both pretty good offenses. Neither one plays that well at defense. Who do you got in this one?
Houston kind of has the upper hand here. UCF kind of not surprising at all that they're kind of falling off. There's just too much talent in the American right now. So I got to go with Houston. They're just going to kind of blow out UCF.
Ooh, UCF, blowout even.
Yeah, UCF, every time I watch them, they get 300 penalties in a row. And they can't play defense. And I'm pretty sure they're on their third-string quarterback.
No, they still got their starter in there.
Oh, no, their former starter is their third-string quarterback now. So, but still, UCF, they're not going to win.
I'm going to say I disagree with you here. UCF is on pace for an offensive yardage record. I'm going with the Golden Knights to take down the Houston Cougars. And then we got a battle of the only undefeated Big Ten matchup left for this week. And it's not at all what we expected. We have Rutgers hosting Indiana. Does Indiana have a letdown after that big upset win?
They do. They're riding the high. They're thinking they're all high and mighty. And Rutgers with Greg Schiano, is he still there?
Yes.
Yeah, Greg Schiano's back. So he's going to kind of do what Indiana did to Penn State. Last second win.
Wow. Big upset pick here. I am going to disagree. Rutgers stinks. I got Indiana. Next we got SEC and CBS, man, they have fallen in tough
Yeah, I
times.
know.
The league, a lot of the league looking bad. Auburn and LSU, neither one's ranked. Both have looked bad at times. Auburn's been pretty fortunate to even have the record they have. LSU looked pretty bad there for a while, but just blew out South Carolina. Who you got winning this one?
I have Auburn. The refs will be on their side, just like Nationwide. LSU has fallen off a cliff. They are not at all similar to the team last year. They have no hope. Auburn wins.
I think they may have figured something out during their unexpected bye week. A lot of the people seem to be way too confident in Auburn. And LSU has won the last 3 meetings in this series. I'm going with the LSU Tigers to surprise the Auburn Tigers. Next, we got the Iowa Hawkeyes hosting the Northwestern Wildcats. Northwestern at new and improved offense. Iowa with the disappointing season opening loss. Do you think they both continue trending in the directions they're going?
Yes.
Or we switch it up.
They are. They're going to continue trending. Northwestern trending upward. Iowa trending downward. Northwestern, their offense looked really good. They're catching everyone by surprise. Like Pat Fitzgerald cannot talk today. Pat Fitzgerald, still there. Went through a couple of years of a slump, but I think he's kind of bringing them back.
Yeah, they seem to have figured something out here at the offense. The Maryland Terrapins may have fixed their offense for them, but I'm going to have faith in this new Northwestern offense. I'm all for it. I'm going with Northwestern as well. Next, we got Oklahoma State, led by that surprisingly tremendous defense. They host the Texas Longhorns. Oklahoma State is mostly the favorite. They're also the last Big 12 playoff hopes. Why does it feel like this is a situation where Texas could string the upset?
They could, but every time I root for them, they kind of just fall off and kind of pull the same thing over and over again, no matter who the coach is. I think Oklahoma State looks strong enough to stop that already bad offense at Texas. So, Oklahoma State.
I do have to say, I'm worried about Texas's ability to move the ball when they can't pass it, and Oklahoma State is looking pretty strong against the pass. Sam Ehlinger is the only run game that Texas has.
He's the only offense they have.
That's not efficient for Texas. And Texas's defense is pretty bad too, which could get Oklahoma State's offense going a little bit more. I got Oklahoma State winning as well. Neither one of us going with the upset there. This one was the game that we did not want, but we ended up with anyways because of Wisconsin and Nebraska getting canceled. Virginia Tech and Louisville. Virginia Tech's coming off an upset loss. Louisville looked pretty bad for a few weeks, but has improved the past couple weeks, including blowing out Florida State last week. Who you got winning this one?
Louisville actually played well against Notre Dame also, but I think Virginia Tech has this one. They finished pretty well last year. Louisville didn't start the season off very well. They are trending upward, but I don't know if Louisville has it in the tank. I got to go with Virginia Tech.
In this wild ACC, sometimes you just have to ride the wave. Louisville looks like they've gotten better defensively the past few weeks. Their offense is getting into a rhythm. I'm going with the Cardinals to kind of pull an upset here. Next, we've got Air Force and Boise State. Air Force has long been a thorn in Boise State's side. Last year, though, against one of the better Air Force teams in a while, Boise State managed to beat them. Boise State looked good last week. Air Force did not look good last week. Who you got winning this one?
I got Boise State. Are they at home?
They're on the road.
They're on the road. They still play pretty well on the road. I think Boise State can be that program that kind of – they're like the Cincinnati of the Mountain West. Like they're such a good program compared to the rest of the conference, but I don't really see Air Force kind of hanging around this game.
Yeah. For a long time, the Triple Ops gave Boise State a tough time, and a couple of years ago, they finally won at Air Force for the first time ever. But they seem to have figured out how to defend it now. So I've got to go with Boise State on this one as well. Next, we've got the New Mexico Lobos. They're having their season opener finally after only being able to practice in groups of 5. They take on San Jose State, who was surprisingly good last week. Who you got winning this one?
I think because New Mexico practice in groups of 5, I think that's going to kind of hurt them. Since this is their first game, San Jose State looked good last week. Got to keep it rolling with San Jose State.
Yeah, I do have to say, I have to go with San Jose State also. I feel like New Mexico, just with everything going on there, it's going to be difficult for them. And also, this was supposed to be a home game for New Mexico, and it actually got moved to San Jose State because of the cases going on in Albuquerque. Giant mess there. Next, we got Texas A&M taking on Arkansas. Do you think the Hogs can pull the upset?
I don't think the Hogs can pull this upset. Jimbo Fisher has a nice little program going there in Texas A&M. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I'm pretty sure this will be one of the closest SEC games of the week. But I think Texas A&M has what it takes.
It's going to be a tight game. I do it. Arkansas is a defense that's good forcing interceptions, and Kellen Mond is a quarterback who's very much willing to throw them. My problem is I'm not sure their run defense is strong enough. So I think that'll allow Texas A&M to get past them. Next, we got the Florida Gators back in action after a few weeks off because of COVID. They take on Missouri, who seems to be rounding into form here. Who do you got winning this one?
Missouri really hasn't done anything in the past. I think this year they're only good because they were able to come together during COVID. Not as much as Florida, though, with their COVID outbreak. But I got Florida winning this one. They just look too good to not pick in this game.
Yeah, I think Florida's offense could outscore them here. I'm going to go with the Florida Gators as well. Next, we got Texas Tech hosting Oklahoma. Not quite. Every single time you see Oklahoma travel to Texas Tech, you wonder if Texas Tech can pull off the upset. Oklahoma's already been upset twice this year. Who do you got winning this one?
As much as it pains me to pick them, I still have to go with Oklahoma where the wind comes rolling down the plain. Texas Tech is like that annoying little brother to them that's like always kind of there, but it's like they just kind of shoo away. Mm-hmm. I got Oklahoma.
Yeah, the Red Raiders still can't play like a defense, so I got Oklahoma winning this one too. Next, we've got Utah State taking on San Diego State. Utah State got blown up at Boise State last week. San Diego State looked really good. Think Utah State can pull an upset here?
I originally did, but I did some research after I did this pick, and yeah, you're right. San Diego State, I think they're the real deal. Mm-hmm. Not like to win the playoff, obviously, but like in that conference, they are kind of the real deal. They're gonna run through Utah State. They don't have Jordan Love anymore, so they don't have someone to throw the ball 40 yards downfield for a pick.
I do have to say San Diego State looks dominant defensively. The run game looks really good. I'm going to go with the Aztecs as well. Next, late night, we got the battle for the Fremont Cannon. The Nevada Wolfpack taking on the UNLV Running Rebels. Who do you got in this one?
Branch campus taking on main campus. I got main campus. Nevada's going to win.
Give the Wolfpack that cannon. I'm going Nevada as well. Finally, we got the game of the week. A little bit of shine taken off of it, but it's still the main matchup between ranked teams this week. We got Penn State Nittany Lions hosting the Ohio State Buckeyes. Who do you got winning this one?
I have Ohio State. I don't really think Penn State can do anything. James Franklin's a good coach. He'll have his team consistently in the top 10, but they just can't get out of their way when they play Ohio State. So I got Ohio State in this one. Justin Fields looked really good. Had one incomplete pass. Actually, Ohio State looked good except for the first drive. Mm-hmm. They kind of let Nebraska go down the field, and then they kind of steadily went down the field, and then the rest of the game they were able to kind of blow them out. So Ohio State, they're gonna keep their playoff contention alive.
Obviously, you can see the shirt I'm wearing. Obviously, I'm picking Ohio State.
And he has shorts on, or pants on, too, that say Ohio State.
This is the first time in weeks that this is only the second time all year we've agreed on the game of the week. A couple weeks ago, we agreed on Clemson over Miami. This week, we're agreeing on Ohio State over Penn State. Go Buckeyes.
Yuck.
I do have to say, even looking at her picks now, with how you've done the late night games, I don't like that. I agree with most of them. So we'll see if that's my detriment.
I'm almost perfect at noon games, but the late games I'm pretty bad at. So
yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. We'll probably look stupid, but hey, we'll have fun doing it.
And that is the show. I am Matt Miller. This is Justin McGovern. See you later, guys.